I can imagine most anime fans wouldn't be excited about a show where a bunch of high school girls join a concert band and do not much else. But with my background in high school marching band, I was like, yeah, sign me up! For those who don't already know, Sound Euphonium was adapted from a novel into an anime by Kyoto Animation, the makers of Haruhi Suzumiya and... With that studio's pedigree, it was no surprise that it was the bee's knees for not just band geeks, but anime fans in general. Also, it's clearly an extensive advertisement for Yamaha instruments, and just saying. Sound Euphonium is about a girl who struggles with joining band and the drama that comes with it. She is a baritone or euphonium player, hence the title. In fact, most of the main characters play bass instruments, which is particularly odd for a music-centered production considering
チューバ担当の後藤です。チューバは低音でメロディーがあんまりなくて、あと重いです。
終わり？
はい。
In all seriousness, though, I liked seeing this angle rather than having the characters play trumpet, flute, or some other common instrument. One of my favorite episodes of the series is when the main characters play Twinkle Twinkle Little Star to demonstrate the importance of the tuba's role as the foundation of a concert band to a new player. Rather than saying, music is fun, and being done with it, Sound Euphonium takes the time to really show why characters feel the way they do. Without going into spoilers, there is a song that is focused on for a majority of the series. Throughout various moments, characters suffer trying to master specific parts of the piece. When we hear the song one last time in the final episode, we understand what it took to get to that moment. Specific parts of the song stand out to the viewer so much more than they would have had we just heard the piece as it was right from the get-go. For me, Sound Euphonium was a nostalgic trip back into high school. Like the characters in the show, my friends and I also named our instruments and were delighted to find merchandise depicting said instruments. I had friends who were extremely into band, friends who didn't care, I knew sections who never practiced, and friends who, for whatever reason, left. Even though I went to an American school, this show was incredibly relatable. So what if you aren't into music? Is the show still worth watching? Well, yeah, though in a different way. There's one scene where the bass section is tuning by singing a note. If you're into music, you can tell immediately that Gota here is the one that's out of tune. If not, the show still explains the significance of tuning and its importance. Regardless of your connection with music, Sound Euphonium is an incredibly emotional experience that puts most slice-of-life shows to shame. The cast can seem like one-note characters at first, but over time their true colors start to show in an amazing way. The pacing is very slow, and it feels longer than it actually is. Usually I would use this as an insult, but I actually like the slice-of-life genre and think that Sound Euphonium fits it very well. If you're not into that sort of thing though, I'd only recommend giving the first episode a try and then continuing if you feel up to it. Another delightful surprise about this show is that every single member of the band has a character design. There's obviously not enough time to feature every single band character, but effort was put into making the band seem more organic and alive. This show isn't about a girl and her friends. It's about a girl, her friends, and how they affect and are affected by the people around them. I feel that too many anime productions ignore one of the most important parts about high school, that it's one of the only times in your life where your colleagues are the same age as you and have similar goals and aspirations. Even some of my favorite shows put the main characters in a bubble where their actions have little to no effect on the students around them. It's nice to see a show that doesn't shy away from the connections students actually have with each other. If I'm going to nitpick about anything, there's no way a high school band would be able to march this good with just 2 weeks practice, especially being comprised of mostly freshmen. And even though Shuichi looks just like my Fire Emblem Awakening husbando, I found his character to be incredibly boring, though I suppose we might see more of what he's about in a future season. There are minor issues, but I found myself enjoying most, if not all, of this show. All in all, Sound Euphonium has been one of my favorites of this past anime season. I highly recommend checking it out if you're a fan of Kyoto Animation or of Slice of Life. Thanks for watching my review. Like and subscribe if you'd like to see more. Agree or disagree, I'd love to read your comments. Until next time, this is CJ, signing off.